So I'm actually in the process of publishing this video that I made last night where I talked about the death of Ivana Trump and how it's linked in to a bunch of things involving the stock market crash. And of course, during the stock market crash, Herbert Hoover was the president, and so on. And there's a whole lot to this video, but a big piece is how it's connected to the stock market crash and Herbert Hoover and Kamala Harris being born on the exact same day as that Herbert Hoover died in history and so on. And, you know, while I'm publishing this video, I go to CNN, and of course there's a story about a fire that broke out at the Hoover Dam. And of course, in that video, I also talked about the importance of the Francis Bacon gematria that is important to capital letters. And we had the capital insurrection. And it stems back to Tisha B'Av of 2019. That was all the symbolism that was going on was showing us to pay attention to the Francis Bacon ciphers where capital letters are important. And notice in these ciphers, Hoover Dam equals 200. And today just so happens to be the 200th day of the year. And I also connected it to Valentine's Day that equals 200 in gematria because it stems back to the St. Valentine's Day massacre that happened in 1929, the same year as the stock market crash, the same year that just before Herbert Hoover became the president. And that's why right now we have Nicholas Cruz, the Stoneman Douglas shooter, in the news for his sentencing or whatever it is, his trial, right? So it's like he's in the news, St. Valentine's Day massacre. That was all of that stuff was linked up to the stock market crash. Even the Super Bowl just before Stoneman Douglas was at U.S. Bank Stadium, and a whole lot more. It was linked up to, it was the 88th anniversary of the stock market crash. And think about Herbert Hoover, HH, whose initials, H is the 8th letter, like 88, and Trump equals 88, and a whole bunch of stuff. Go back and watch this video. But a big thing I talked about with this year is that this year Tisha B'Av falls on the date August 6th. And that's another important number. I'm not going to go into that, but notice if you go from today to the day that the Hoover Dam actually opened, and the Hoover Dam opened 86 years ago, it's 73 days. And once again, Ivana Trump, she died at the age of 73. Ivana Marie Trump equals 73. Melania Trump equals 73. Just the word Ivana equals 73. Just the word Trump equals 73. Donald Trump touched the Western Wall 7 months and 3 days after Kamala Harris's birthday. I also talked about how the date 723 is interesting because it's linked up to Pope Francis and a bunch of stuff with the train symbolism. And if you go from 723 to the day of that presidential alert on October 3rd, it's also a span of 73 days. And if you write out stock market crash, it equals 103. And Pope Francis met Donald Trump 185 days after Joe Biden's birthday in 2017. If you write out Donald John Trump, it equals 185. If you write out stock market crash, it equals 185. And further, if you go from today to the anniversary of the stock market crash, it's a span, let's see here, it's a span of 103 days. It's very interesting. So I'll just leave it there. I just thought it was really interesting. I'm uploading this video where I talk all about Herbert Hoover, the stock market crash, and how it's linked up to the death of Ivana Trump. And then here we are getting a story about the Hoover Dam having a fire. And what else is interesting too is if you go from the anniversary of the stock market crash to today, it's 263 days. And that sticks out a lot because in the Francis Bacon ciphers, if you write out stock market crash, it equals 263, which is the 56th prime number, and today is even 5 months and 6 days after Valentine's Day. And once again, think about how 56 is a number that is important to the narrative with the Jesuits, and Pope Francis, and Vatican City was also established in 1929, the same year as the stock market crash of the St. Valentine's Day massacre. But I'll leave it there. I know there's probably other things. I don't want to take the time right now to look into it. I'll do it later. But I do see that today is also 7 months and 3 days, a span after Pope Francis's birthday, which is interesting. And a big thing I've talked about a lot too is the Iowa State Fair. That equals 282 in the Francis Bacon gematria, just like Herbert, Clark, Hoover equals 282. Just like how Hoover Dam equals 282. So, I bet you there's something related to the number 282 that will come up. But who knows? I'll leave it there. Just wanted to make a point. Talk about Hoover. Now the Hoover Dam has a fire in it. Linked up to the exact same thing I talked about in that previous video. So, I'll leave a link to that. You can watch it in the description. Have a good one. Peace.